So welcome to Greater Grace Harbor and Center for Inclusive Entrepreneurship's little guide on the CBDG grant that you all might be applying for. Today, we're going to go over some questions that you might have. We are going to talk a little bit about the grant, maybe some uses for the grant. Currently, the grant is out until March 31st. Is when the applications will close. We have here at Greater Grace Harbor, we have 82,000 approximately in funds that we need to give out. Each grant will be a max up to $10,000. Today we have myself, Loretta Thomas, with Greater Grace Harbor, and we have Micah with Center for Inclusive Entrepreneurship. Micah, if you just want to introduce yourself, talk a little bit about what you got going on.
Of course, thank you. My name is Micah Johnett. I am one of the business advisors here at Center for Inclusive Entrepreneurship. We are a nonprofit based locally out of Port Angeles. We provide no-cost business support for rural microenterprises, and our focus is especially on those who have had to overcome additional barriers to get into business or are facing them and trying to figure out how they can overcome them. And Loretta invited us down here to talk a little bit about the CDBG grant. So I will share my screen here and give you the quick rundown. Does that look clear for you?
Yes, absolutely. It's showing perfect.
Perfect. Yeah, so there you are. Both of our logos up there. So what is this Microenterprise Grant? It's a program for microenterprises down there in Grace Harbor. Comes from the CDBG grant that Grace Harbor received. The portion of it is being used to support the smallest businesses. And they, like Loretta said, the grants can be up to $10,000. 2 of those grants are reserved for childcare businesses, and there's 82,500 available. So who really should apply? You have to be a for-profit business located in Grays Harbor. You have to have lost income due to COVID between March 27th of 2020 and January 31st of this year. You need to have a Washington business license. You have to be in a business that is, your business has to be federally legal, meaning you can't have been disbarred by the federal government, and you can't be a cannabis business. You must have 5 or fewer employees, including the owner, and the owner must be someone who meets the local low to moderate income threshold, which is a new threshold to all of you, to most of us, and they changed it this year.
Yes.
So how do you know if you are? Luckily, we've got this table for you right here. The CDBG they do it off of income that you as a household earn. So if you're a household of 1, you can make up to $44,200. And it just keeps going up a little bit as you add to your household. Once you hit 8, they stop increasing it. So if you've got 37 kids, congratulations, and go off the household at 8.
And can I ask, Micah, so this income threshold here that you're looking at, is this gross? Is this a net? Is this bring home income?
Yeah, that's a great question. This is going to be your personal income. So if you own a business and you made $100,000 worth of sales, but you as the business owner only got 20,000 of it when you do your taxes, it's just going to be the 20,000. It's going to be whatever ends up passing through the business to you as the owner. So this isn't the business, this is you as an individual and your family or your household.
Yeah. So spouses and other people in the household's income does include in this. That's why it says household income. So
Correct.
great, thanks.
Of course. So now that you meet all the requirements we've talked about, you're in Grace Harbor, you've got no more than 4 employees besides yourself, you lost money from COVID, you meet the income threshold, you should apply. Absolutely. And what documents are you going to need when you apply? You'll need your UBI number, Universal Business Identifier, and that's going to be the number that you have on your Washington business license or that you received from the Department of Revenue if you're a sole proprietor. You will need your 2019 and 2020 business tax returns. You'll need your 2021 personal tax return, and you will need some type of documentation showing your business expenses for the second quarter of 2021, which is April, May, and June. You will also need a UEI number. It's a fairly new number. It's a free number. Any business can get it. You do have to go and request it from sam.gov. It's another acronym. The government loves them. And we will, luckily, it can take a little bit of time. So I'd advise getting started on it right away. You will need it to receive the funds. And it can be kind of complicated. It's a new system, but we will, if you look in the caption or the rest of the text that comes with this video, we will link to a video that the federal government put out that does a step-by-step walkthrough of the application. If it's still a little too hard, if it's still a little too complex, a little too much going on, feel free to reach out to me. We can walk you through there. And if you do go through and you run into a problem, again, reach out to me. We'll be able to assist you as best we can. And often you kind of just need a second set of eyes to look at it with you.
Yeah.
Make sure the correct boxes are all checked and the street address is spelled exactly right, kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. It's a very sensitive system when you're applying. So capitalization, where the comma goes, all of that is going to matter when you're applying for the UEI number. And also just pay attention to the videos. We will be linking this in the later documents that we will show you on the Greater Grace Harbor website. Also, just be mindful that there's 2 different types of an application process for the number. There's a full registration and then just getting the UE number. So just make sure to listen for that in the video when you do watch it. And like you said, reach out to Micah for any kind of help for that.
Wonderful. This sounds like a great program. How do I, a business owner in Grace Harbor who meet all these requirements, apply for it? Well, it's easy. It's an online application, and to access it, you'll go to www.graceharbor.org, and you will choose COVID-19 resources. It'll be a red button that pops up right at the bottom of the page when you open the website, and this grant will be the first thing that's listed. So you'll go in, click on the link, it'll open up a survey, that's the application, and start working through. And if you need any help along any step of this, determining if you qualify under the income threshold, gathering your documents, doing the application yourself, any questions anywhere along the way, reach out to me. There's my email. I won't try to read that for you. My phone number is also 360-230-8052. Again, that's 360-230-8052. So you can give me an email, give me a call. We'll we'll get you through, help you figure out what you need if you're able to apply, and help you gather the documents that they'll like to see. And Loretta, could you show where on the website that the
Yes.
application is?
Here, if I can get my mouse to work. All right. So here is I will just kind of walk through this process for you. You are on our website. So you're going to come up here to the big red button on COVID-19 resources. You will click that. And then you're going to come down and we have the Microenterprise Grant Program right here. You will click on that. And it's going to open the application. So let me actually back up because since I have gone through that process, it's not giving me the information I want. Let's see if I can click on it. There we go. So here's where it's going to just kind of tell you a little bit about what Micah talked about, how much is out there. And then if you have some questions, so I have a question for you, Micah. What type of items can I use this money on? So I understand, if I'm understanding right, this is going to reimburse my business for things that I have already spent the money on in the previous years during COVID. What can I spend this money on if I win the grant?
Yeah, well, the CDBG grant is fairly wide-reaching. You can spend it on operational costs, mainly operational costs. That is any of those expenses that your business is paying to keep going. You're paying rent, you're buying supplies, you're paying employees, you're paying for insurance, all of that. Two categories that you definitely aren't supposed to spend it on. You're not supposed to buy what's called real property. So you can't buy you can't use it for buying a building. You also aren't allowed to use it for anything that you've previously claimed on a PPP loan, the EIDL grant advance, or any other of the COVID relief funds that were available. You can't double dip and get money back for the same thing. You can only put something in that the federal government hasn't already reimbursed for and through any of the other programs.
Great. Thank you. And if we have any other questions, or do you have any other anything else you would like to add to this?
I would like to remind people that the application closes at 5 p.m. on the 31st and not at midnight. So make sure, try to get it in before the 30th, just to make sure. And I believe that's it.
Right. Well, I appreciate you teaming up with me so that we can get this information out to the businesses here in Grays Harbor. Like we said, we really encourage you guys to apply. If you are a childcare facility, we have two funds we're gonna do for that. So definitely, just if you think you qualify, just go ahead and get through the process. We'll be here to help get you through it. Micah's going to be here to answer some questions, business coaching, what documents, if you have the right documents. So just reach out. That's all I can say, I guess, at this time.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.